Hi, my name's Kevin, also known as Vice Grip. In this video we're going to compare two different types of power punches. We're going to compare the Eddie Hall style shoulder punch that he set his record with, and we're going to compare it with the karate based Vice Grip punch, as I call it. Now there's two different basic categories of punches. One is the boxing punch and the other is the karate punch. The chief difference between the two was that the boxing punch comes from what I call the high shoulder, with the shoulder rotated forward and up. The karate category punch comes from what I call the low shoulder, with the shoulder rotated down and back, typically with the fist chambered at the hip. Now, I've done karate my whole life, and I've always believed that nothing could hit harder than the old reverse punch, because it's coming from so close to the center of gravity. Well, after getting this thing and doing the testing, I've unfortunately had to swallow that. The shoulder punch actually hits quite a bit harder. Now, there's a couple flaws that I've found in the old reverse style punch that according to my testing, are what I believe is causing it to have the power sapped out of it. One is that while it's coming from close to the center of gravity, since the arm is kind of locked in alongside your body, it's actually coming from more alongside the center of gravity rather than straight out from the center of gravity. And the other is that being that it's chambered low at the hip and you're hitting up higher, it's also coming up at an angle rather than straight out from the shoulder. Just because power comes from torquing the hip, I don't believe that necessarily means that the punch should be coming from the hip, because your arm is not attached to the body at the hip, it's attached at the shoulder, and therefore it should be coming out from the shoulder. So the Vice Grip punch improves on this by chambering the fist at the low shoulder rather than the hip. Now the shoulder is still rotated down and back, same as if you're chambering at the hip, but the fist is held right in front of the shoulder. This allows the punch to come straight out from the shoulder, and since your elbow is tucked in close to the body, it also allows you to pull it in slightly as you're torquing and fire the punch from closer to the center of gravity than over here if you're shooting from the hip. So, according to the results that I've gotten on this thing, that substantially improves the power. Now, a few other details for getting this right completely. So, those are the details of how the Vice Grip punch works, and just saying, it works. So, let's go outside and do our testing. Alright, here goes. We will first do the Eddie Hall style shoulder punch. Left. Okay, and now the Vice Grip punch. Straight off the hip, straight into the target, karate style, except from the low shoulder instead of the hip. left. I'll take it. So there you have it, a karate category punch that is the equal or possibly slightly better than the Eddie Hall style shoulder punch. As is normally the case for me, the vice grip punch gave me slightly better results than the shoulder punch, but I'll be generous and rate them as equal. Now, one thing to be aware of when you're hitting one of these things is that you cannot compare the results you get on any old PowerKube to the mega records that they get on that cube that they're hitting in Vegas. The more these things get mashed, the higher the results they give you. And it's safe to say that that cube that they've been setting their records on in Vegas has been getting mashed for a good long time. In fact, this cube gives me slightly better results just about every time I use it, and I'm the only one using it. If you want to have a contest with somebody, you have to hit the same cube on the same day, otherwise you just can't count on having consistent results. So, thanks for watching. If you happen to be a fighter who has a karate background and you want to learn this punching style, hit me up.